All right. So we are going to continue with part three of analyzing Dylan Mortensen's November 13th, 2022 statement. Before we get started on this, there was something I wanted to go back and do a little bit more housekeeping on. In video two, I had mentioned the word guilty. And I wanted to clarify something because this is very important. Um, when I say guilty, I mean guilty knowledge. When I said that, I did not mean that she's guilty of the murders or insinuate anything like that. She's guilty of um, of guilty knowledge and or guilty of deception. So that's what I mean when I say that. And anytime we do talk about guilt, we are talking about guilt de facto, um, actual guilt, rather than guilt in the sense of in the court of law. Um, I'm a patriot. I love America. I love our laws, and everyone is innocent until proven guilty. And I'm very passionate about that. So just wanted to clarify that. Now, let's go ahead and start where we left off. And for anyone who just needs a clarifier, we are at about 12 minutes and 28 seconds. She had just, Dylan had just said, I don't know. I think it was like around 10 to 20 minutes. I mean, I was really out of it. I just, everything was kind of blurry. Like I don't fully remember it, I would say. So, right there is where we're going to start.
Okay. So help me figure out where, like I said, I haven't been into the building. Where would your, if this is a basic layout of it, where would your apartment be?
Okay, so
Or your room, I should say.
I guess like say the door's right here.
This is the apartment or that hall?
It's like a house.
Okay.
It's a whole house. Then there's stairs that go up diagonally like this.
Okay.
Living room.
Uh-huh.
You're looking at the living room. To the right is the bathroom and Dana's room. Right in front of you is my room and the stairs.
On the second floor, right?
Yes.
So you've got the stairs that are here on the
Yes.
second floor. You've got the bathroom here?
Bathroom and Dana's room around here.
Okay.
My rooms that are like right in front of it.
Okay.
And there's a kitchen.
So this is the kitchen.
Then there's stairs that go up to the second floor.
Okay. So that's up.
And then Katie's room is on, going up the stairs. Katie's room is on the left.
Up top, right?
Yes, up top. And Maddie's room is on the right. And there's also a bathroom next to Maddie's room.
So your door faces the stairs going down to the bottom?
It faces more, like you can see them when you look up, but it's not totally facing. It's more like facing like this.
Okay, so your door's more right on the side?
Yeah, and then I can see like the window door that slides open back there.
So you opened your door. Where was he at?
In between my door and the kitchen, I think. And I saw him go out the door, I believe.
Out the kitchen door?
Yeah, and I just remember saying like, no, and I shut the door and locked it as fast as I could.
Okay, so is there a deck out back?
It's like just cement, and there's like no fence, so I guess anyone can come in on there.
So is the bottom floor kind of like a daylight basement? So you can come in that floor, and then you can get out the back up one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. We are going, it was kind of a lot there. So let's start back up with looking at the transcript. And let's make sure you can see the transcript. Okay. Zoom in a little bit here for you. Okay. So the investigators asking, so help me figure out where, like I said, I haven't been in the building. Where would if this is layout, where would your apartment be? Which is hilarious. He keeps mentioning apartment. So she says, okay, so interrupted. Your room, I should say. He corrects himself. I guess like to the doors right here. So we have some caveats here, I guess, like, and it sounds like he says apartment here again. This is the apartment. I'm not sure exactly what he says, or the door to the hallway. It's hard to understand. And I'm not sure what she says here. It's like a house. It's a whole house. It was kind of funny that she said that. She's really tried to explain that this is a house. I'm not sure why he's so confused about this. The poor guy was, again, really spinning, I think. And then she says, then there's stairs that go up diagonally like this. Okay, subject, living room. You're looking at the living room. It's an interesting phrase. Obviously, they're looking at a piece of paper. They're trying to explain this. They're trying to understand this together. To the right is the bathroom, is Anna's room. Right in front of you is my room. It's kind of an interesting way of phrasing this. Yeah, I don't know what to take of that, but I wonder if she's recalling anything in the past when she says that. On the second floor, right? Yes. So you got the stairs that are here on the second floor. You got the bathroom here, bathroom, and Xana's room right around here. Okay. My room's not sure what she said, right in front of it. Well, what is it? When I first saw that, right in front of what? He's asking about the bathroom, right? You got the bathroom here. Bathroom and Xana's room right around here. Okay. My room's right in front of it, the bathroom. Okay. And there's a kitchen. So this stood out to me. Not our kitchen, a kitchen. This is distancing language here. He says, so there's a kitchen. Then there's stairs that go up to the second floor. So I guess she thinks of the basement as the bottom floor, and then first floor is her floor, and then second floor is what he'll call the third floor. And then Kaylee's room is on, going up the stairs. Kaylee's room's on the left. This is an interesting way of looking at it. She involved him. She mentioned the investigator. Anytime we see we want to stop and think about that. It kind of is a little bit of a flag, because is a way to kind of convince. The investigator doesn't know anything about anything. So anytime we see a subject mention, it may be psychological. It may be a indication that the subject is psychologically trying to persuade. But going up the stairs, that seems like it's sensitive to her. She easily could have said Kaylee's room's on the left. Okay. On the second floor, Kaylee's room's on the left from the stairs, whatever. Going up the stairs, it's like that's sensitive to her. Again, maybe there is her brain is thinking about this. This is sensitive to her. Is she thinking about what happened last night, this morning? Yes, up top. So she parroted the investigator here. Investigator says up top, right? She says, yes, up top. And Maddie's room is on the right. And there's also a bathroom next to Maddie's room. So your door faces the stairs going down to the bottom. It faces more like you can see them when you look out, but it's not totally facing. It's more like facing like this. Okay, so your door is more on the side. Yeah, and then I can see like the window door that slides open back there. Okay, so and then indicates passage of time. I can see historical present, okay, like, which is a filler. The window door that slides open back there. Okay, so she might be telegraphing something right here. Why is she specifying that she can see the window door that slides open back there? This is unnecessary information. He's just trying to understand the layout. Okay, so this might be some telegraphing. Anytime we see windows and doors, I talked about that before, and there's a lot of talk about this, and admittedly, this makes things difficult to figure out what's going on here. But my training says that mentioning of windows and doors could be a indication of either current or past sexual abuse. So when you open the door, where was he at? So now we're kind of getting the meat and potatoes, right? In between my door and the kitchen. In between my door and the kitchen. That's where he was at. Now, at one point, she said he was right there, right? Which was kind of a change of language. He says, okay. And I saw him go out the door. I believe. So she caveats it, like she has in a lot of this statement. I saw him go out the door. That would be likely to be a very truthful statement. But she can't say that. She caveats it with, I believe. And again, we do now understand this may be why she had mentioned this up here. I can see the window door that slides open back there. And I saw him go out the door, I believe. Investigator, out the kitchen door? Yeah. And the brain is thinking about two or more things. I just remember saying like, no, no, no. I'm going to put that in red. That is very cryptic language there. Okay. Why would she say no, no, no when he leaves? Okay. Imagine yourself in this situation. We want to believe Dylan. We want to believe she had nothing to do with this. The intruder leaves. And she is saying, I just remember saying, like, no, no, no. That doesn't make any sense. Okay? This is deceptive language. Okay? We would go, oh, thank God. Oh, thankfully. I hurried and went and shut the door and locked all the doors behind him. And I checked on everybody. Right? Then she says, and I shut the door and locked it as fast as I could. Well, this is not specific. Okay? Which door? Because if she shut her door, which that's what we understand so far, again, that doesn't make any sense. And she hadn't said anything about her shutting the sliding door. This is new information here. Okay? Very concerning. Very concerning. And she also adds, I locked it as fast as I could. Okay? What does that do? What is she saying? Well, this is indicating high emotion, high intensity, fear, right? No, no, no. and I shut the door and locked it as fast as I could. Okay, we're not going to say it for her, but we're going to speculate that, I mean, a common understanding of this would be there is fear here, right? Now, what I'm worried about the no, no, no is that this is not placed correctly. The no, no, no may be from a different time. This might be a time change here. Okay, we have a lot of sensitivity here. We have just, okay? And I just remember. I don't remember that other thing. I just remember saying. Again, we have saying. Saying is, I said to my son, hey, how's your day? I said to my wife, you look pretty today. Saying is a soft word. She also throws in the caveat, I just remember saying. I said, I thought, oh no, right? Very simple. Or I said, I yelled, no, no, no. And we also have a caveat. Okay. So we have, there's a lot here. There is a lot here. I'm going to do some color coding here and just make this, just to kind of emphasize this. Oops, that's the wrong one. This whole color coded thing is funny when you do a black screen. I just remember saying, like, no, no, no. And I shut the door. She doesn't specify which door. And I locked it as fast as I could. There's a lot here. Okay, so is there a deck out there? It's like just cement and there's like no fence. So I guess anyone could come in on and it was interrupted. Okay. So I guess anyone could come in on she's floating the idea that anyone could have came in. Okay. Anybody could have done this. It was just really random. Okay. But when the investigator is trying to go, hey, help me out. What's happened over the past couple hours? What's happened over the past couple days? What happened at the Sigma Chi party? Oh, nothing. Everything's normal. Nothing was weird. But now she's floating out this idea that anyone could have come in. I guess she won't even fully commit to it. So is the bottom floor kind of like a daylight basement? So you can come in on that floor and then you go back up one? Yeah. All right. I think we are at the end of where we left off with the video. So let's go back.
Okay. So 5'10", all black. Could you see what color his eyebrows were or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
I don't remember what his eyes look like either.
Okay. He didn't say anything to you?
I mean, I saw his eyes and he saw me, but he didn't walk towards me and didn't see anything.
Okay.
Which I found really weird.
But didn't recognize eyes. Definitely a white guy?
Yeah, definitely a white guy.
Okay. Any smells, anything like that would be weird?
Mm-mm.
After he left, what happened?
I called me and it was like I heard a sound like a firework and I didn't like put two and two together, and so I told her like I called everyone, they're not answering, and I'm in and out of it. I don't think anything of it. I just think everyone's asleep, and I go to her room, we lock the door, and just go to bed.
Okay.
And then this morning, it's like 11 or 12, and we're calling everyone, and no one's waking up, and we have like a really bad feeling. So I called Daniel's room, and he said you need to call the cops right now.
Okay.
He wouldn't let us see what happened because he didn't want us to see pretty
Totally.
much. Yeah.
Your house.
Okay, let's go back to the transcript here. Okay. So 5'10", all black. Could you see what color his eyebrows were or anything like that? No. She needed to add more. I don't remember anytime we see that. I don't remember. I didn't think, etc. I don't remember what his eyes look like either. This is preempting a question from him. I don't remember what his eyes look like either, so don't ask me that. Even though she's going to say, I saw his eyes. Not cooperative. Either. I don't know what his eyebrows look like. I don't remember what his eyes look like either. Okay. This is really concerning here. Okay, he didn't say anything to you? I mean, I saw. So we have a repeated word here indicating higher intensity. I saw his eyes and he saw me. Well, and this could also indicate self-censoring. This also could indicate thinking. I saw his eyes and he saw me, but he didn't walk towards me and didn't say anything. So we have but, which is in conflict with whatever was said before it. I mean, I saw his eyes and he saw me, but he didn't walk towards me and didn't say anything. She didn't explain what he did do. She explained what he didn't do. He didn't walk towards me. Why did she think of that? Okay. And then she added, which I found really weird. She found it was really weird that she saw his eyes and that he saw her, but he didn't walk towards her and didn't say anything. Put yourself in that situation. You see a trespasser, a criminal, an intruder, and he doesn't come up to you. Your biggest fear is that he would come and attack you. And she found, in the past tense, to be really weird. I'd be thankful, right? Wouldn't you be thankful? Wouldn't that be a relief? But she found it to be really weird. This is misplaced. This is an indicator of deception. This doesn't make realistic this is not realistic. And he goes, but didn't recognize his eyes. I don't blame him for wondering that. She's talking fast. She's going through a lot. She's adding in things. She's talking about what didn't happen. She's talking about what didn't happen. And he goes, but didn't recognize his eyes. His brain is going, wait a minute. What? We can't blame him. And he goes, definitely a white guy. Yeah, definitely a white guy. Definitely. He's asking for definite. Yeah, definitely a white guy. She parrots that. Yeah, it's a parrot. Okay, any smells, anything like that that would be weird? Mm-mm. After he left, what happened? Great question, investigator. These two words are some of the most powerful words when asking questions about exactly what you want to know. What happened? Keep it simple. I called redacted, and it was like I heard a sound like a firework. Okay, so I'm going to put that in red. So I called redacted, and it was like, so at the same time, it was like I heard a sound like a firework, and I didn't. Here we go. What I didn't do. I didn't put 2 and 2 together. And so I told, I'm going to stop on told. We've been talking about saying and what was said and how that's light. Told is different. When we hear told, I sat down and told him to not do that again. I told that boy not to do that again. Told, there's a little bit more intensity there, at least. And we're not really surprised by this. Hold on, I gotta just clean this up. This is not what I meant to do. I meant to put this as here. And so I told her, let's put that in this. And so I told her, like, I called everyone. So there's a fragment here. She didn't finish that. And so I told her what her is this the redacted, right? I called her and I told her something. She didn't want to tell us. So she stopped. Like, I called everyone. Okay, so it seems like what we're understanding here is that she's backing out, and now she called everyone. Okay. Now she called everyone. This is sensitive to her. Whatever this was, very sensitive. Okay. I want to know, what did you tell her? I called everyone. They're not answering. And here we go. I'm in and out of it. Okay. She doesn't want to talk anymore about this. She doesn't want to explain it. I don't think anything of it. All right. So again, I don't think anything of it. So if we're to understand what she's saying here, is that her senses, her emotions, her psychology was fearful. She was in a heightened state of being alert and fearful. No. I locked the door as fast as I could. And he didn't walk towards me and didn't say anything, which I found really weird. I'm very scared, and I'm thinking he's acting very weird. And I called everyone. I heard something. I heard something like a firework. And I told her, "Oh wait, I don't want to talk about that." Okay, I called everyone, they're not answering, and I'm in and out of it. I don't think anything of it. This is extremely sensitive and deceptive. And I just think, I don't think that other thing, I just think everyone's asleep. This is another extremely cryptic phrase here. I just think everyone's asleep. And I go to her room. I go. I didn't run. I go. So a change of language. Her being redacted. We lock the door. Now, this is an interesting pronoun here. We lock the door. So this and this person both grabbed the doorknob together and locked it together. That doesn't make sense. And then we have another just. We didn't do that other thing. We just go to bed. This right here is so sensitive. There's so many sensitivity indications here. Very cryptic words. Okay. And we're gonna see that there's some just straight up lies as well in here. I heard it sound like a firework. Okay. And then, which indicates a passage of time. This morning, it's like 11 or 12. She can't give us a time. She just cannot give us. The only thing she can give us is 4 a.m. As far as I know, as far as I can remember, every other time is caveated. And we're calling everyone. So again, called everyone, and now we're calling everyone, and no one's waking up. No one's waking up. It's a cryptic phrase. No one's answering. No one's waking up. And we have like a really bad feeling. So now you have a really bad feeling. Well, the way that you were speaking to us and going over this, Miss Dillon, you had already had a really bad feeling. But then you just didn't think of anything, didn't think of it. They didn't think anything of it. You just think everyone's asleep. And you go to her room, lock the door, and just go to bed. I mean, if you didn't, I'm sorry, I'm going back here, but if you didn't think of if you, I'm struggling with that. If you didn't think anything of it, but you go to her room, why? Again, this is just to really underscore. I mean, you went to her room and you locked the door. And at the same time, you just didn't think anything of it. I hate to say it, but this is just clear deception and censoring. Her brain is, her will is censoring her own brain. Her brain knows what happened. Her memories know. Her brain has recorded it. And she's speaking in front of the investigator. She's ad-libbing. She's not making any sense. No one's waking up. We have a really bad feeling. So I called, I believe it's redacted, and I believe room. He said we needed to call the cops right now. So this is another thing that really stands out to me. I got a lot of colors here today. He said we needed to call the cops right now. Now, my wife has told me that those in sororities or fraternities, honestly, I don't even know the difference. Yeah, they, before calling 911, they're required to call their leader there. I do not know much about that. But I find this very troubling. And in fact, me and my wife had a little bit of a back and forth about this, um, because I kind of pushed back with this idea in my mind, and I could be wrong. I could very well be wrong here. I would like to know more about the history of this, but when it's life and death, when roommates, friends, she wouldn't say friends, she said roommates, but people you live with are murdered, are possibly dead, are hurt. Um, I would think the overwhelming sense to call 911 would overcome that loyalty to some temporary group. Um, but that right there really concerns me that he said we needed to call the cops. This is almost a guilty admission that she didn't think calling the cops. She wasn't even sure if calling the cops was the right thing to do, or the proper thing, or she needed some sort of external motivation to call the cops. This is extremely concerning. Okay. He wouldn't let us see. So we have a dropped we have a change in pronoun. Okay. I wonder what she was thinking here when she said we. He wouldn't let us see what happened because he didn't want us to see something. The investigator interrupted with totally. And I believe she said pretty much. I'm not sure. I didn't put that in there. He wouldn't let us see what happened because he didn't want us to see. So this is also extremely concerning for me as I'm thinking through and just listening to her. Is how does she know the placement of where everyone was at? Because she's saying, even when I called 911, he said we needed to call 911. And I called this person, whoever this was, and he wouldn't let us see what happened. So now also us, okay, we got to talk about this. We, us, she does use we a lot. We locked the door. This has been redacted. I don't know who this is. According to just watching, observing the statement, I don't know who that is. Because I have some cursory knowledge now, especially, I understand this to be Bethany. It's very frustrating that there's all these redactions. It really hampers and hinders the analysis. We denotes unity. Okay. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about this. We denotes unity. Okay. So, but the greater point here is, according to her statement, I don't understand how she knows where these four are. And yet, she said Ethan and Xana are in their room and Maddie's upstairs and things like that. Very concerning. And it's kind of obvious what's going on here. Okay, let's go back to the recording or the YouTube video here and listen on.
Co-ed?
Just
Or
girls.
Okay. And, right?
So Xana is on the same floor as me. First floor. Mogan and Keely are the third floor.
Okay. That's what I'm messing up. Okay. Didn't hear a car start up, nothing like that after the fact?
No.
And then no one, has anybody seen anything on any social media posts?
No.
Anybody talking about anything?
No.
Okay. Okay. At the sixth party, anything weird, strange, not normal? Anybody get angry with anybody? Anybody?
No, it was just normal. Like everyone seemed fine. Xana and Ethan were with me, and it was totally normal.
Okay.
Like there was nothing weird or out of place or suspicious.
Nobody hooked up that might have a boyfriend that wouldn't be pissed off at him or something?
No.
Okay. All right, anything else you can think of that I should know?
All that I really know was me saying that there was like a lot of boom, but I didn't hear it.
Okay.
And I don't really know how I didn't because I was on that floor.
Because you were just right below it, right?
Below me, and Xana and me on the same floor. So like Xana and me the same floor. And
Oh, I get you.
down here. And
So Xana's in between the bathroom and the kitchen?
yes, pretty much. There's like a wall and there's kitchen, Xana's room, bathroom.
Okay. Anybody else on your floor?
No.
And then downstairs on the first,
Yes.
and then up on the third was, Ali doesn't live with you.
Contact physician-owned Baylor Scott & White Texas Spine and Joint Hospital to ace your joint pain.
Kaylee and Maddie.
Kaylee and Maddie, those are both on the third.
Yeah.
Similar layout where one bedroom's over the other?
Yeah, so Kaylee's room was here, bathroom in the corner, and then Logan's room.
Okay. So Morgan would be over Xana's room?
Yes.
Ish?
I would think so.
Okay.
And I guess Kay would be above my room, I'm thinking.
So Xana is on your floor, but she was upstairs with Kaylee and Morgan.
No, she was in her room.
She was in her room?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Ethan was in
Her room?
Xana's room as well.
Okay. So you had two of them there, then two of them on third.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Okay. I will give you this just in case you think of anything else, which
Okay.
is totally normal.
Okay.
To just have things fly in from out of nowhere. You'll
Yeah.
see a box of French fries and think of something.
Yeah.
Who knows what will trigger it.
Okay.
Obviously, you guys have some resources on campus, like the CTC, right?
Yeah.
Take totally full advantage of that.
Okay.
All right. This is not a normal thing. This is not something that you can just power through usually on your own.
Yeah.
So definitely take the help. If you got any questions, you can reach out to us, obviously.
Okay.
I don't know who's going to be the actual lead investigator, but
Okay.
obviously if you call and say, my name is so-and-so, I talked to, Detective Maury, and they'll patch you through to whoever we need to.
Okay.
Anything else?
No.
Okay. I thank you for your time.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
If you do get any weird text messages, calls, you think that somebody is behind you, following you, just do whatever you need to do to make yourself safe.
Okay.
Okay? Don't think that you're going crazy. Don't do anything like that. There's no
Okay.
reason to take chances.
Okay.
Okay?
All right, let's get back to our transcript. So there is actually more. That was not the completion of the interview. There is a break, and we are going to listen on and see what happens there, because I find that to be very interesting what happens afterwards, after this break. Okay, so let's make sure you guys can see my screen okay, and okay, we're good. All right. Your house co-ed or just girls? Just girls, okay. and redacted, right? I'm not sure what she asked. Xana, so she was going to say she, and she corrected who she was talking about. So Xana is on the same floor as me. That's good. I like to hear that. Redacted, first floor, Mogan. So whoever, first floor, Mogan and Kaylee are the third floor. The third floor. Are on the third floor? Okay, that's where I'm messing up. Okay. Yeah. He was having a hard time. Okay. Didn't hear a car start up? Nothing like that after the fact? No. Good question. But again, kind of giving her words here. Okay. It's interesting though. He's trying to figure out this. I mean, his brain is turning. It's turning. He's trying to figure out, man, what am I missing? Investigator, and then no one has anybody seen anybody on social media posts? No. Anybody talk about anything? He tries again. No. So this is a kind of a consistent theme here. What's happened in the past? What happened with the party? What happened before that? Anything that's stood out? Anything weird? No, nothing. Everything's normal. Yada yada yada. That's what she keeps saying. And then, oh yeah, right here at the Sigma Chi party. So he goes back there, or the Sig party. I think he says Sigma Chi. Anything weird, strange, normal? No, it was just normal. Okay. Like everyone seemed fine. Xana and Ethan were with me. I'm going to put that in red. Okay. That kind of blew my mind as I was preparing for this and looking at this. And why did this mess up? I don't know what's going on there. That's going to bug me. There we go. And it was totally normal. Put that in purple. Like there was nothing weird or out of place or suspicious. So we talked about this in, I can't remember if it was part 1 or part 2 with the marriage. Our marriage is so tremendously, amazingly great. You know, who are you trying to fool? You trying to fool me, or are you trying to fool yourself? Look at this. He went back to the party. It was just normal. It wasn't the other thing that I was thinking about. It was, oh my goodness, this is just giving me a fit. It was just normal. Like everyone seemed fine. Think about what she's saying. This is almost an omnipotent view. Or I'm sorry, omniscient view. There is not one doubt in her brain that at a party, college party, where likely craziness is going on, drinking, who knows, 4 of her roommates were murdered within hours ago. And she is so sure. Who, subject, are you trying to convince? Me or you? Xana and Ethan were with me. So earlier on, in fact, the very first things she said, basically, once the investigator said, and he asked, tell me what you know. And she said, she talked about the Sigma Chi party. She said but she dropped it. Here, she says, Xana and Ethan were with me. Now, also how she phrases this, Zena and Ethan were with me. Not me, Xana, and Ethan were together. I came with Xana and Ethan. Me, Xana, and Ethan had a great time. No, Xana and Ethan were with me. Well, what does that mean? And it was totally normal. Not like we were having fun, what we were saying with each other, what we laughed about, what we experienced. Just trust me, it was totally normal. Like everything, everyone seemed fine. It was just normal. There was nothing weird, out of place, or suspicious. This is almost an insane statement. I mean, it's almost insane look at all the purple. Nobody hooked up. He tries again. Are you sure? Nobody hooked up that might have boyfriend that wouldn't be? Nope. I am sure this pissed off at him or something. He couldn't even like finish the sentence. I know where you're going with this, man. No. Okay. All right. Anything else you can think of that I should know? Good question. She's thinking. All that I really know. All that I really know was, okay, that's a change of time. I really know right now was, not is. All that I really know is, all that I really know was. So do you really know something else now? All I really know was that redacted, hate that, saying, okay, here's saying that there was like a loud boom. Was like a loud boom. Now, this is a little bit different wording, but earlier she had said that she had heard a firework. I heard a sound like a firework. I didn't put two and two together though. All I really know was that redacted saying that there was like a loud boom, but I didn't hear it. What? That's nuts. I mean, that's a different word. Firework and loud boom. These might be two different things. So I gotta at least make that logical note. I'm not going to interpret. Okay. But I didn't hear it, and I don't really know how I didn't. I don't know how I didn't hear it. Because anytime we see an explanation, it shows sensitivity and a preempting a question from the investigator, underscoring the sensitivity. I was on that floor. So if redacted said they heard a loud boom, that sounds unspecific, just a loud boom, right? Not that redacted said they heard a loud boom from a specific floor. I didn't hear it, and I don't really know how I didn't. Because I was on that floor. This is very likely leakage. I didn't hear it. I don't know how I didn't. because I was on that floor. How do you know what floor that was on? Very concerning language. And he goes, because you were just right below it, right? So he's thinking she was, I guess, right with redacted, which I understand to be Bethany. And it was on the same floor as her. So this is very interesting here. Well, redacted is below me, historical present, right? And Xana and me are on the same floor. So like Xana and me stay. There's an interesting word here, stay, not live, not sleep. Stay on the same floor down here. I'll put that as orange. And then we have, I guess, a caveat. I guess. Almost like I'm thinking through this right now, I guess. I guess this is not really making sense. Is that what I guess is coming from? Is that what she means? Because you were just right below it. Well, redacted is below me. So she's on that floor, and Xana and me are on the same floor. Where's Ethan at this time? No mention of Ethan. So like Xana and me stay on the same floor. So this is a change of language here. He's asking about this sound. And she's saying, man, I didn't really hear it. I don't really know how I didn't, because I was on that floor. And he's like, so you were right below it, right? Well, blank is below me, and Xana and me are on the same floor. This is present, historical present, or just present. He's asking about the past. What happened in that moment? What? Because you were just right below it. Xana and me are on the same floor. Hey, so this is like me asking one of my sons. So, hey, buddy, were you in your brother's room? Oh, my brother's room is over there. That doesn't answer the question. Were you in your brother's room when he was at his game? When we were all at the game and you were here? Well, my room's here and his room's over there. That's deception. Her brain did not want to answer that. So like Xana and me stay on the same floor. Down here, I guess. So she's saying the boom was up above her floor now? I think that's where the I guess came from. This is very, very telling. So Xana is in between the bathroom and the kitchen. So now we're talking about, wait a minute. So I'm confused now. Didn't we go over all this? Yes, pretty much. There's like a wall and there's a kitchen and there's a bathroom. Okay. Anybody else on your floor? We're going through this again. And then downstairs on the first is her. Yes. And then up on the third was blank. Guessing who's up there. On the third, Kaylee and Maddie. Kaylee and Maddie, those are both on the third. Yeah. Similar layout where one is on the one bedroom over the other. Okay, this is an interesting question. Yeah, so Kaylee's room I don't know if she says was or is, guys. She says one of those two, it sounds like. Okay. I'm just being honest with you. I'm not sure. I would really like to know if that was a was or is. Yeah, so Kaylee's room here, bathroom in the corner, and then Mogan's room. So she's pointing these things out, right? Okay. So Mogan would be over Santa's room. Yeah. Yes. And he's like, ish. And she's like, ish. So it was yes. And then because he said ish, she said ish. She wanted to parrot that. I would think so. So this is interesting. I would think so. She lives there. Don't you know where you are in perspective of other rooms? I mean, how long does it take you to know that? Like, did she just move in yesterday? I would think so. She doesn't want to talk about this. She doesn't want to be confident. I would think so. Not even I think so. I would think so. It's even worse. Then, I guess Kaylee would be above my room. I'm thinking. I guess Kaylee would be above my room. I'm thinking. Why would she talk about that? He didn't ask about that. Interesting statement here. So Xana's on your floor, but she was upstairs with Kaylee Mogan? No, she was in her room. Our understanding is that at this point, you were in your room, you opened the door, you saw a character, a guy in black, hurried and shut it, and then just ran downstairs and didn't think nothing of it, right? And then called and no one was answering, no one was waking up, and then called 911, and that person told her it's time to call the cops, and he wouldn't let us see anything. But yet, she was in a room. And Ethan, so he says she was in her room, okay. Then she adds, so Ethan was in Xana's room as well. And Ethan was in, and he interrupted her room, and she finished Xana's room as well. This is really bad, guys. Very concerning. Okay, so you had two of them. I mean, I hate interrupting myself because my brain is processing so many different thoughts. Think back. We started this with, we have the presupposition that we believe she's innocent, that we're going to believe what she says and listen to her, and she is going to confirm our presupposition, or she's going to talk us out of it. And now we have statements. I mean, not now. We're way past that at this point. We keep getting them. Very sad, cryptic statements explaining where they're at, but yet trying to also tell us she doesn't know because she was hiding behind that door. She was downstairs in the basement. Okay, so you had two of them there, then two of them on the third. Yeah, got it. Okay. I'll give you this just in case you think of anything else, which is totally normal. Okay. And then he just kind of goes through, you'll see a box of French fries and think of something. It's a funny statement. Yeah. Who knows what'll trigger it? And then he just kind of gets ready to wrap it up here. And then there's a break. And you'd think it'd be done, but we're not done. We are not done. So let's get back into the actual interview here.
No way to tell who's doing what, so whoever wants to volunteer that, come on in and talk to us. Fine with me. I apologize. So I think that somebody might have said something that you said, I think it maybe you, maybe it was, did you have, or in the recent history, have anybody that you thought might have been stalking you, or that was just acting weird?
No, but I mean, talking, remember about a month ago, I think one of the police officers that Kaylee was outside taking Murphy out and she saw a shadow.
Yep, okay.
And then when Kaylee was at Winco, Xander was in the car, she noticed this guy was following her. She got what she was getting, put it in the car, and she could see in her mirror that the guy was behind her in the car.
Okay.
So obviously he was trying to follow her. And then that was about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And then about a week ago, our door is broken, but me, Maddie, and Ben came home and the door is wide open. And obviously, yes, the door is broken, but that could also be something else as well.
With the front door?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you ever find the back slider open or anything? Is that usually locked? What's the condition of
I
that?
mean, we're pretty good at locking it. I don't think we locked it last night.
And it sounds like the code is fairly well known to the front door by people.
I mean, only people that know us, random people would not know. But
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Because Hunter said he knew it.
Yeah, he does.
Obviously knew it because it sounded like she was going to move in with you guys,
Yeah.
possibly. Doesn't sound like he knew it.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Did Kaylee ever say anything or report that weirdness to anybody else other than you guys?
No, because I mean, you can't. There's no proof, you know.
Right.
I can't really do anything about it, and people are just weird sometimes. We didn't obviously we were scared for a little bit. We didn't think much about it after that because there's nothing really weird after that.
Did she see what kind of car it was that he was driving? Nothing like that?
Mm-mm.
Where did Kaylee work?
She worked at home for a business, I believe. I can't remember what exactly it is.
So she was just she works from her apartment? From her room? Okay. What about Maddie and Susanna? Where did they work?
Maddie and Xana both worked at Mad Greek, and then Maddie also had a paid internship through this business as well that was online at home.
Who would know what that business is? How would I be able to figure that out?
You might know.
Okay.
I can't remember what it's called. There's because they were business majors, and through their majors they were able to get these jobs.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I just told me about Katie talking about something like that.
Yeah.
And then I heard that it was possibly you. So I just wanted to make sure that I got the right person out of those kind of things. Did you hear Murphy barking or doing anything?
Yes, he was barking a lot.
Throughout the night, or?
When I heard Kaylee go upstairs, he was barking a lot, and then I could tell that he was outside. I don't know how the police found him because he wasn't in the house.
Okay.
But he has a puppy, he barks, but he was barking a lot if there was someone there.
And that was at 1:32, or was that around 4?
4. And everything happened.
And when he was barking, when you first heard him on barking after she was up there playing, did you hear him go outside, or did he start outside?
He well, Murphy was with Kaylee when they were like dancing. They walked upstairs. He was still with her. And then when she yelled, someone's here, he started barking in the house. And then I believe the slider door was open, and I think he went out that way because I could tell like the sound of his barking was getting like more distant.
Do you think that Murphy would have went after him, whoever he was?
Maybe, but I mean, he's a puppy. He doesn't fully know that yet.
No, he would just be, if anything, probably tie-in with him.
Yeah, I don't know.
When the guy in black left, did he close the slider or did he leave it open?
I don't know. I just ran downstairs.
Perfect. Okay. Okay, anything else
Not that I
popped
can
up?
think of. No.
All right, I'm going to go talk to my guys who've done the other interviews
Okay.
and see if anybody's got questions, so that we can kind of start putting more pieces together.
Okay. So, all right, you guys can see it? Okay, good. So there's a break. The investigator thought that the investigation was over, or the interview was over. And apparently he had heard something. And so needed to ask her more questions. And he said, so I think that somebody might have said something in the recent history of anybody that you thought might have been stalking you or was just acting weird. No, again. But me and Redacted were talking. Remember about a month ago, this messed up again. Oh, well, I think Redacted, one of the police officers that Kaylee was outside taking Murphy out and she saw a shadow. Well, where was this? Because for the past 20 odd minutes, the investigator has really tried to find out something. We want to believe that Dylan is innocent. She would be trying to be, we would just assume naturally, like, my roommates just got murdered. I missed something. I did not see this coming. I have no guilty knowledge. There must have been something that happened. What has happened recently? What weird things have happened? We've gotten the exact opposite. We've gotten just uber confidence that there was nothing that happened. She couldn't think of one thing. But now, and she even starts with no. But to kind of disprove no, in conflict with no, me and we're talking. So, did she talk about this? I'm not sure. I hate these redactions. But now we have, Kaylee said she thought she saw a shadow. Yep, okay. And then we have another story here. And then when Kaylee was at Winco, Xana was in the car. She noticed this guy was following her. So she's putting things in the car. So obviously he was trying to follow her. And I'm not going to really analyze this too much because she wasn't there. This is not her memory. But this happened, 2 or 3 weeks ago. Someone was trying to follow Kaylee and Xana. And then a week ago, our door's broken? Okay. Our door is broken? Where's that been mentioned? But in conflict of the things she just said, me, Maddie, and Redacted are home. The door's wide open. And obviously, yes, the door is broken, but That could also be something as well. That could also be something as well. So this interview would have finished without her mentioning this. Why would she withhold that? My immediate thought is she's not concerned about any of this because she knows exactly what happened. And these things have nothing to do with what happened. That's why she's so confident about it. We believe her. We can see she's extremely confident. We wouldn't expect that confidence, though. But my second thought about this is, did she not want to talk about it because this also does have something, this does have something to do with what happened with their murders, and she knows about it. It's a weaker. I feel like that's a weaker position, but I feel like it should be something we think about. Is the door still broken? I'm so confused about this. This is a very, very strange portion of the statement, and I'm so thankful that we have more here. But this really illuminates why, as we analyze this, we really question her confidence. And come to find out now that apparently someone else said something, I guess she felt obligated to tell it. Now, why? Why? Is it because she knows it has nothing to do with it? She knows what really happened? Or is it she knows who was stalking Kaylee and Xana? But these are 2 or 3 weeks ago and then a week ago. This is sad. They came home and the door was wide open. Oh, and obviously, yes, the door's broken. So it could have been nothing. Is that kind of the intention here? The door's broken, so maybe that's why the door was open. But that could also be something as well. Wouldn't you think my roommates just got murdered? Our door's broken. Officer, our door's been broken. It doesn't work. Wouldn't that be on the tip of your brain? This is funky. Investigator. The front door? She didn't even specify which door. Not cooperating, not being informative. Yeah. Okay. Did you ever find the back slider open or anything? Is that usually locked? What's the condition? I mean, we're pretty good at locking it. I don't think we locked it last night. I don't think. Not, we didn't lock it last night. I forgot to lock it last night. I don't know if any of my roommates locked it last night. I don't think we locked it last night. Why don't you think? This sounds likely like she is speculating and what's the word? Floating out a possible theory. Not telling us her testimony of what she knows. The imagery that I think of is when I am trying to deceive a dog and I have a ball in my hand, and that dog just stares at that ball. And if I move that ball over to the right, that dog is going to start moving to the right. and it won't pay attention to what my left hand is doing. It'll have no idea. Is that what she's doing here? Hey, investigator, I want you to think about that door wasn't locked. I don't think that door was locked. Don't wonder why I'm not giving you very much information. Don't wonder about why all these things I'm telling you doesn't make sense. So many things I'm telling you don't really make sense. I don't think we locked it last night. Just like that. I don't think we locked it last night. Not only did I just not put two and two together, I just didn't think much of any of this. And I also just don't think we locked it last night. I mean, think about the psychology of this person. And who it sounds like the code is fairly well known to the front door for by people. I mean, only people that know us, like random people, would not know. Only people that know us. Like random people would not know. They would not know. How about they don't know? I mean, only people that know us. But he interrupted. We didn't give that out to anyone but X, Y, and Z. That's not what she's saying. Random people would not know. Is that in the future? Theoretically? Okay, right. Redacted said he knew it. Yeah, Redacted, he does. I don't know who Redacted is, dang it. Obviously knew it because she was going to move in with you guys, possibly, yeah. Who's that? I don't know. It doesn't sound like Redacted knew it. Oh, I didn't put all these Redacted in red. Okay, did Kaylee ever say anything or report that weirdness to anybody else or other than you guys? No. Here we go. We have an explanation. Because, I mean, you can't. You can't. There's no proof. Did Kaylee ever say anything or report that weirdness to anyone else? Why does she feel the need to explain this? No. Hold on. Did Kaylee ever say anything or report that weirdness to anybody else other than you guys? This sounds like she heard report this to the cops. But even then, no, she didn't. We should have. That's not what she's saying. She's explaining. She's not even really answering the question. Who did Kaylee talk about this with? That's what he's asking. Because I mean, you can't. There's no proof. Proof? Why is she talking about proof? You can't really do anything about it. You can't really do anything about it. You can't alert the authorities. You can't say, hey, someone was stalking me. Someone might be close by. you can't really do anything about it. This denotes helplessness, despair. This is leakage here. And people are just weird sometimes. People are just weird sometimes. You just had 4 roommates die, and you're talking like this. This is extremely concerning language here. We didn't obviously we were scared. Okay, all right. We didn't. So this is incomplete. We didn't. Incomplete. Obviously, right? We have some persuasion here or something. She's considering his questions. She's persuading. We were scared. We were scared. Kaylee was scared. You all were scared for a little bit. We didn't think much about it after that, because there's nothing really weird after that. There's nothing really weird after that. 4 people just got murdered. Actually, the people you're talking about, Kaylee and Maddie, just got murdered. There's nothing really weird after that. This is beyond. This is just hard to. This is almost hard for me to read. This is all 2 or 3, 1 week ago. Nothing really weird after that. Did she see what kind of car it was that she was driving? Nothing like that. Mm-mm. Where did Kaylee work? She worked, past tense, at home for a business, I believe. So she's not sure about that. I can't remember what exactly it is. This denotes distance. This is your roommate, right? Okay, what about Maddie and Xana? I mean, did she not want to talk about it? Or did she truly not know? Why would she not know? Maddie and Xana. Maddie and Xana both worked at Mad Greek. Boom. And then Maddie also had to pay an internship through this business as well. It was online. Through a paid internship. She knew Maddie and Xana. Kaylee, different story. Anyone that can know what business this is, I would be able to figure out. Redacted might know. Okay. I can't remember what it's called. Because they were business majors. Through their majors, they were able to get these jobs. It's unnecessary information. Not sure why she mentioned that. He's trying to figure out, how would I be able to figure this out? She's talking about stuff that's not important. Stuff that's not important we pay double attention to. So we're going to sit here and wonder about this. There's because they were business majors, and through their majors, they were able to get these jobs. Why does this stick out in her mind? Now, sometimes those with guilty knowledge will talk about anything but what the investigator wants to talk about, right? It's like, if I don't want to explain what's in the room, what's all in the room, I'm just going to stare at the corner. I'm just going to explain the corner. I'm just going to be like, man, this corner has certain angles, and I can see a little bit of paint on there, and the trim is just off a little bit right here on this corner, and this corner right next to the corner is right over here, but then this corner is really nice. And you just talk about that because you don't want to talk about anything else in the room. So is that what's going on here? She's happy to talk about other things. Let's not talk about the heart of all this. Or is this jealousy? It's like, they're special. They get these business majors, and through their majors, they got these jobs. I don't know. Interesting. I just redacted, more redacted. Kaylee talking about something like that. Yeah. And then I heard it was possibly you, so I just want to make sure. And then here we go. Did you hear Murphy barking or doing anything? I love that he asked this question. I feel like subconsciously, by the way, I think in one of my videos, I said psychologically. I meant subconsciously. um, Subconsciously, there was something here. And his mind is going back to it. Did you hear Murphy barking or doing anything? Yes. Yes. He was barking a lot. I will talk to you about barking. I will give you that. Let's talk about barking. The sound is palpable. Throughout the night or she's got to think. And she goes back. When I heard Kaylee go upstairs, he's barking a lot. And then denotes passage of time, right? I could tell it's important for her that he was outside. When I heard Kaylee go upstairs, he's barking a lot. Passage of time, I could tell that he was outside. I don't know how the police found him because he wasn't in the house. This is another very cryptic phrase here. Was he barking throughout the night? I don't know how the police found him because he wasn't in the house. I mean, this is one of those. Again, we've gone through a couple of these now. It almost doesn't even need to be explained. It's just, I mean, hopefully at this point you just see it. But I don't know. Again, it's so important when we hear what they don't know, what they didn't say, what they didn't think. He didn't ask what she did, what she knew, or what she didn't know. She just asked. Then he did not ask her about how the police found him. This is leakage. She is thinking about how did the police find this dog? Barking. This question right here triggered leakage. These two questions. This is very sensitive to the subject. We've seen it numerous times now. We've seen a pattern. He's barking a lot. Yes, he was barking a lot. He's barking a lot. I don't know how the police found him because he wasn't in the house. Because I was just behind the door. All I did was I see this guy and I ran downstairs. We just slept because I didn't think much of it. But man, I don't know how the police found him because he wasn't in the house. This is leakage. Because you put him outside? Because you made sure he was outside? Okay. But he is a puppy. Change of language here. He barked. But he was barking a lot. Is the sound palpable for you guys? But he is a puppy. He barked, but he was barking a lot. Like there was someone there. Someone where? Someone inside? Who's someone? Is this a someone or is this a criminal? Is this the bastard? Is this the piece of crap? Is this the murderer? Is this the sick, deranged lunatic? Is this someone? I'm someone. You're someone. We have confidence. We have self-esteem. Someone. Where? There? Where's there? Outside? It's not specific. But man, he was barking a lot. And that was at 1:30, 2 o'clock, or around 4? 4 o'clock. Here we go. Here's that 4 o'clock. And she says something here, and I cannot tell you exactly what she said. I'm not sure. I tried really hard. 4 o'clock when the or every something like that. The thing happened or everything happened. One of those two, it sounds like to me. I am not 100% sure. The thing happened. She knows when it went down. This is also so important here. And when he was barking, when you first heard him barking after she was up, when she was up there playing, did you hear him inside go outside, or did he start outside? He woke. Then she stops, and then she continues with Murphy was with Kaylee when they were like dancing. This is something that I had an inkling of early in the statement. Did she get woken up and get angry? Or did someone get woken up and she was angry? She didn't want to continue on with he woke. It's concerning. Why did she not want to talk about that? She dropped it. Murphy was with Kaylee when they were like dancing. They walked upstairs. They walked. They walked. He was still with her. She's really trying to look. This is persuasion. They walked upstairs. He was still with her. And then, passage of time. This is so important. When she would yell. Okay, earlier, twice, I believe, she used the word say. Now, Kaylee yelled, but she can't say Kaylee yelled. Would yell. When we talk about things that have happened in the past, it's like oftentimes, man, I remember my old buddy, he would come over in his Jeep and I would always hear his really loud music, and he didn't even need to knock on the door. I knew that he was there just because of the loud music. And he would just and every time I would come outside and I would sit down in the Jeep, he would turn on my favorite song. She would yell. Now she yelled. We have a change of language here from say to she would yell. This is indication of deception. Someone's here. He started barking. Now this is an interesting statement here. So when she yelled, someone's here, he started barking. He's a puppy. Does he know English? Does he know? I mean, earlier, oh no, actually, soon, she's going to say, I mean, he's a puppy, doesn't fully know that yet. But what she's saying is that once someone's here or something like that, this is not a direct quote, once something like that was mentioned, he started barking. So this is very challenging to understand what she's trying to say here. He started barking in the house. And then in the house, keep your voice set down low in the house. What's all this ruckus in the house? That sticks out to me. Now, he did ask, did you hear him inside, go outside, or did he start outside? She says in the house. So there is some parroting here. Passage of time. And then, I believe, huge caveat here coming. The slider door opens. So the slider doors open. So we have present, historical present. He started barking. She would yell, someone's here. He started barking. Okay. Well, we have present, past tense. We have kind of, I'm blanking on what this is, would. But then we have some historical present. And then I believe the slider doors open. And I think he went out that way. That way. As opposed to another way. Because we have another explanation here. I could tell, like the sound of his barking, more of his barking, was getting like more distant. Was getting. This is wild. This is very wild. He woke. He woke. Never mind. Murphy was with Kaylee when they were like dancing. They walked past tense upstairs. He was still with her, and then passage of time when she would yell, "Someone's here." Is that like a theoretical? He started past tense barking in the house, and then passage of time, I believe the slider doors open. I believe the slider doors open. And I think he went out that way because I could tell like the sound of his barking was getting like more distant. Well, his barking would get more distant no matter which way he left outside the house. But I could tell. Okay. Do you think that Murphy would have went after him, whoever he was? Maybe. But, I mean, he's a puppy. He doesn't fully know that yet. He doesn't fully know what yet. He doesn't fully know what yet. She said that he went out the slider door. Remember, she said, no, no, no. And then just hurry and shut the door. Do you think Murphy would have went after him? He doesn't fully know that yet. He started barking when she said someone's here. He doesn't fully know what yet. No, he would just be, if anything, probably tie in with him. I mean, he's just trying here. Yeah. When the guy in black left, did he close the slider or did he leave it open? I don't know. I just ran downstairs. I just ran downstairs. Again, that makes no sense. Perfect, he says. Okay, okay. Anything else? Not that I can think of. No, nothing popped up. Wow. Okay. We are at the end of our analysis. And I want to go to over to here. Let's go over here. Couple things. Here we go. There we go. We did this last video. I'm going to do it again. We're gonna look at all of Dylan's account at 4 a.m. pretty much, starting from the beginning of the transcript to the end. So we had at 4 a.m. I look at my phone and I can hear Kaylee Murphy dancing because I can tell it's her voice, and then it's on Murphy because he's barking, and then I hear her go upstairs because you can hear everything, and I heard her say there's someone here, and I thought she ran downstairs, and then I jumped up and locked my door because I didn't know what else to do. Then later in the statement, yeah, when she goes, I can hear her go upstairs, and then I think she's in her room, and she says that someone's here, and I can tell she's scared, and she runs downstairs. Later in this statement, yeah, I heard her running super fast down the stairs. He says, okay. And then I didn't open the door. I just called her name, and I called Xana Kaylee Mogan on my phone, and then he interrupts. Further down in the transcript, in the story, no, I don't even know how they got in. We're usually pretty good about locking doors, and we've never had problems before. It was just really random. Further on, I opened the door again, directly contradicting earlier. And I heard what I thought was Kaylee crying in the bathroom, and I heard this man's voice say, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." But it wasn't in a nice way. It was just weird, and it was a voice I've never heard before. Further on, and then I called out to her, and there was no crying after that. I don't really know what happened after that. And then further on, I opened the door again, and the guy is right there. And he's maybe my height, a few inches taller, not skinny athletic built. He has all black. He's wearing some masks that covers just his forehead. And here, and it goes around, he was white. He saw me, and I saw him, and he just left, and he was holding it, looked like it was this, and this was black. She's explaining with her hands. And I didn't think it was a gun, but now I'm thinking that it probably was. But I was just in and out of it because I was so tired. And then I saw him go out the door, I believe. Yeah. And I just remember saying no, no, no. And I shut the door and locked it as fast as I could. No, I don't remember what his eyes looked like either. And I called, and it was I heard a sound like a firework, and I didn't put two and two together. And so I told her I called everyone. They're not answering, and I'm in and out of it. I don't think anything of it. I just think everyone's asleep, and I go to her room. We lock the door and just go to bed. All that I really know was that saying that there was a loud boom, but I didn't hear it, and I don't really know how I didn't because I was on that floor. When I heard Kaylee go upstairs, he's barking a lot, and then I could tell that he was outside. I don't know how the police found him because he wasn't in the house. He says, okay. But he is a puppy. He barked, but he was barking a lot. And there was someone there. Further down the statement, Murphy was with Kaylee when they were dancing. They walked upstairs. He was still with her. And then when she would yell someone's here. He started barking. Okay. In the house. And then I believe the slider doors open. And I think he went out that way because I could tell like the sound of his barking was getting like more and more distant. And again, the investigator, when the guy in black left, did he close the slider or did he leave it open? I don't know. I just ran downstairs. But earlier, I saw him go out the door. And I shut the door and locked it as fast as I could. Which door? Okay. All right. So I wanted to also talk about the Sigma Chi party. Remember at the very beginning of this, and I did mention this, didn't I? But I just wanted to reiterate it here and show you. The investigator said, "Tell me what you know," right at the beginning. Okay, so she dropped we. There was a Sigma Chi party. Obviously, yes, we were drinking. I left. She dropped the we, and I left. Now we left to go to my friend's house. And then later, when everything was just so normal, Xana and Ethan were with me. This is in reference to the Sigma Chi party. The investigator went back and asked. Xana and Ethan were with me. She did, when she said we, she dropped that. This is indicating something. If it's not already been clear, I'll just say it. The Sigma Chi party is sensitive to her. Very. Okay. So let's hop over to this. My conclusions. Deception has been detected. Dylan's time frame must be questioned. That's an understatement. Psychological distancing with all 4 victims have been indicated. One specific point on this is, were these 3 all friends? She says, we're all roommates. Something like that. But there's more. There's more throughout the whole thing. The Sigma Chi party is likely where a conflict began. Sensitivity indications regarding Kaylee and her voice, words, noise indicate potential motive and primary target. The subject indicates knowledge and familiarity with the murder weapon. The subject demonstrated guilty knowledge by withholding contact with law enforcement despite awareness that murders had occurred. The subject's strong commitment to the subject not being conscious. We just go to bed. Following the murders suggest a possible period of unaccounted activity consistent with post-offense behavior, evidence tampering, etc. That's kind of a mouthful, isn't it? Kaylee's final moments were somewhere between the stairs and the living room, the second set of stairs. Xana's and Ethan's final moments were in Xana's room. The extent of the subject's involvement in the Idaho 4 murders is unknown. She does have guilty knowledge based on my analysis. She withheld contact with law enforcement. Was she alone in it all? Were there others? There was 1 or more involved in the murders of the Idaho 4 victims in addition to the subject. Did she physically do it? I don't know. Did 1 or others do it and she watched? I don't know. But she has guilty knowledge of a lot. We gathered a lot of information from this statement. So in final thought, this is exactly opposite of what we presupposed. Exactly opposite. This is truly heartbreaking for me to go through this. I thank you all for going through these hours with me and letting me share my thoughts and my analysis on this. I'm really excited about doing more and looking at different aspects of this case. I know I've had a lot of people ask me to listen to or analyze Bethany's and others by Dylan. I'm not exactly sure what's next, but uh, I am excited to do it, and I am hopefully going to um, do another video here on either Bethany or the food truck guy or another one from Dylan or something like that here in the next couple days. So God bless y'all, and we'll see you next time.